Okay, so we're talking Tory Lanez. Hold up, you won't believe this. This story keeps coming back up. I just saw it pop again today. The driver slash security guard is speaking out. Now get this, he's claiming he overheard Kelsey talking about what went down. She supposedly admitted to being involved in the shooting. But listen, how does that actually help him? It's just one person saying they overheard something. That's not solid evidence. And girl, she already had immunity. How does any of this even move the needle? Honestly, this feels like a dead end. Tory Lanez might have just boxed himself in, and let's be real, nobody's getting him out of this mess. I mean, what's the play here? They'd have to win an appeal in California and actually get heard, and that's a long shot. Most of the time, appeals don't even happen. It's extremely rare, very rare. So yeah, unfortunately, Tory Lanez is in for a while. He might get out a bit sooner than expected, but he's definitely staying locked up for some time. He should have told his side of the story from the jump, and he should have asked, why are you protecting Kelsey? Bro, you're not married to her. She already moved on, had a kid with someone else. Who do you owe? Your family, dog. That's who you owe. But nah, he's worried about being labeled a snitch. Bro, you're worried about all the wrong things. If they're throwing you under the bus, it's you versus them. That's it. At that point, it's all on you. This is entirely his problem, his mess. Tory cooked himself, no cap. If he was innocent, he should have spoken up, said more. Who are you trying to keep it real for? Not your family, that's for sure. J. Cole moved 300,000 copies in the first week. This dude is literally carrying the music industry on his back right now. Okay, him, Kendrick Lamar, and Drake, they are the industry at this point. I mean, who else is really holding it down in rap? Rap needs to step up, plain and simple. Labels gotta do better, no excuses. I promise you, we're about to see another resurgence. Kind of like what's already started, but Latin music is coming back hard, thanks to Bad Bunny's run these past years. That wave is coming again, no doubt, and we already saw it with reggaeton. Nothing against it, but rappers need to raise the bar, they really do. I mean, look at this, so many rappers turning podcasters and retiring. That's wild, bro. Podcast money blew up, and honestly, it got out of hand. Big U, and I'm not hating, but people just threw in the towel too quick. There's no one stepping up to fill their spot. And you know what? The bar had been set so low for a while. People didn't want real music anymore. It's like the game is going through a massive reset. Big U is now demanding the names of cooperating witnesses in a federal RICO case. Why would anyone hand over the names of people you could threaten? Big U wants the court to force prosecutors to hand over everything tied to those witnesses. Full reports, recordings, proposals, debrief notes, all documentation. All hip-hop reports the defense says prosecutors are leaning on an informant narrative while hiding key credibility details. Listen, bro, Whack 100 never gets labeled for setting this up, and apparently he and his team knew more than they let on. They kind of hinted where to look without actually talking to law enforcement. That's the move, you know? And Big U, man, he really messed up letting that slide. I thought back when he was managing Ving Rhames and all that, he was on a completely different path. Turns out, nope, he was still deep in some weird stuff, bro. And now it makes total sense why Nippy just wanted to distance himself back in 2011. You know, it was like these two worlds just don't mix. Doing crime and running legitimate business, that combo never works. Eventually, the crime side catches up and you end up in jail. Simple as that. And boom, just like that, Nippy could have gotten wrapped up in a RICO case. Brian Steele, on the other hand, is out here flexing about taking wins against the feds. He's saying their so-called 90% conviction rate doesn't apply to him. I wouldn't get too confident, though, because the feds don't exactly play fair. If they wanted to, they could try to take Brian out since he's messing up their numbers. Same guy did back-to-back trials, part of the Diddy case and then the Young Thug case, and he beat him. Not fully, but he didn't give them the convictions they were aiming for. What else is popping off? Floyd Mayweather is getting dragged to court by a jeweler. Mr. Richie Rich is calling him out. Looks like all of Floyd's past mistakes are catching up. Bad investments, sketchy real estate, you name it. Miami jeweler is suing Mayweather Jr. for a $1.4 million jewelry tab. Can you imagine just thinking money means people will actually pay you? Lesson for everyone. Rich doesn't always equal responsible. They'll walk out with the goods and ghost you. Lawsuit filed in Miami-Dade County. AJ's Jewelry claims Floyd, a longtime customer for 17-plus years, came by twice in August 2025, scooped up 15 Cuban link chains, a gold bracelet, 26 gold diamond watches, and some Cartier and Philippe Patek pieces. The retired champ promised to pay $1.675 million later, but now the store is demanding the cash. Well, you could technically melt down those gold chains and try to get some cash back, but let's be real, probably not. George marks everything up anyway, right? Mayweather's not looking great these days. He's also facing court over unpaid rent and issues with an apartment building, even though he supposedly owns a bunch of properties. Like, guys, it's confusing. Remember that New Orleans jailbreak? All those guys who escaped? Well, Antoine Massey just got sentenced on Wednesday for 60 more years for RICO, kidnapping, and domestic violence. Bro, it's wild this even made the news. Stefan Diggs switches attorneys a day before his arraignment after a former personal chef sues him for strangulation and assault. That's strange. I know he pleaded not guilty, and she's just out here saying she wants justice served. We'll see how it plays out. Honestly, I'd kind of believe her. Cardi B defended him before, but now she's on tour and doesn't want any part of it. Todd Tucker then responds to Candy Burris, who accused him of living in a guest house for free and not helping with the kids. He said, "F it." I don't even know what that means. That relationship was straight up goofy. Anyways, Candy really drove this man crazy too. She's like a boss, has her own money, and was basically supporting him because her bank account was bigger. He made money too, but her lifestyle was on another level. So yeah, that relationship was never balanced, and the mom was always in the mix, hating on him. It wasn't gonna work. Then we got 50 Cent responding to Faizon Love, calling him out for opening a studio and thinking that makes him part of the film industry. Faizon hasn't been in a real movie in a long time, and 50 Cent's reply? This fool hasn't had a good role in 31 years. That's an exaggeration, but yeah, more like 15 years. And he did the interview wearing a teepee. I wasn't sure what that was at first. Oh, it's like a tent. Yeah, one of those cloak-style wraps. Anyways, you knew 50 Cent was going to do that just to get a reaction. 50 Cent loves giving people exactly what they want, and honestly, that's fine. But bro, you don't have to respond to everything. It's getting old. Actually, yeah, it is getting old, and this whole situation is getting old too. Ja Rule, Tony Yayo, and Uncle Murder all on a Delta flight? Yeah, that happened. Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder keep giving interviews about it, including one with TMZ. Every day they're talking about it. Ja Rule was the only one who seemed mature, saying, "I was embarrassed by my actions. I was defending myself, but I could have handled it more maturely. I don't want to lose control at my age on a flight. That's just young behavior. This beef is behind us. I'm not about that anymore." And yeah, you can hate each other, but if you're in the same space with other people, a plane is not the place to turn up. Uncle Murder kind of instigated it, and Ja Rule, with all his past situations, usually has legit beef because he was connected to the people who shot 50. That's personal, right? He didn't pull the trigger, but he was connected, and he even kind of bragged about it. But in this situation, Ja Rule held his own. That's what the footage shows. I never really liked how Ja Rule and Nerve Gotti handled things back in the day. They tried to blackball 50 and lie to win over the public, which was weak. But in this scenario, Yayo and Uncle Murder actually come off weak, no cap. Gotta be real about it. But hey, it is what it is. Nobody got hurt. Tony Yayo keeps trying to be cute, talking about not eating duck in Dubai or not driving a car. It's funny, but also I'd like to see Yayo take the mature route. Admit, it is what it is. I don't want to escalate. He tried to talk some smack. We responded, but neither side could actually do anything. Nobody's getting banned from flying. This is how we make our living. Ja Rule, too.